Good.
All right.
All
So
right.
how I want to do this, if you don't mind, is I want you to explain it how you've explained it to me as far as the category of um, film festivals. But if I can interrupt you and sort of uh, talk about this actors showcase thing that I'm doing.
All right. So this is a sample film festival. Let me get to the homepage. This is the Peachtree Village International Film Festival. So you can see that they opted to go with this tile layout, but we can customize it to look basically however you want. It can be a map, it could be an interactive schedule, it could just go straight into the event. But for this event, they decided to do it this way. So, you can go to watch movies. If you click here, it'll open up a new page that has some films here. So if there's pre-recorded content of any kind, we can put that in this sort of VOD theater, and just clicking on the poster will play the film. So that's pretty straightforward. There's also this rating system, so you can rate the content if you like. And then coming back, we have a lot of different rooms here. One of them is this networking area, which is like a coffee shop. So you can talk to anybody here. It's kind of like an open Zoom room. So anybody else who's in this room, I can talk to, and we can even enable spatial audio so that depending on where you are in the room, it's louder or quieter, the people who are close to you.
So you
Uh,
could make this room sort of like if there was a guest speaker and then a bunch of people wanted to listen to what they're saying, or a guest coach or something like that.
exactly.
Or if this was a special meeting for parents only to talk about their kids' acting career or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can create, however many rooms you need for whatever specific purposes, and we can also create a way to like go in and out of these different spaces. And I'll show you what I mean in a second.
Okay.
But another example of a useful room is like this stage. So we can have some chairs on the top of the stage. You have the audience down here where I am, and then the people who want to ask a question, they can click into one of these boxes if they want to turn their microphone on. So all the rooms that I've shown you here, they can be modified. You could snap a picture at your local theater. You could, go to your local coffee shop and take a photo, and we could turn that into a virtual space. But something that might make sense for this acting event is something like this. So, there's multiple tables here, and I can decide, okay, I'm going to go see, let's say I see that there's my friends here at table 3. So I could go click on table 3, and it takes me into a private room with my friends. So I can
Could
talk to.
could can you go back to those tables again? Could also the tables be places where you specifically they said you're going to meet company uh, Diamond Entertainment. They're at table one, and
Hmm.
then you can click on it. And if there's too many people there, you're just in a line until they finish interviewing different people, something like that. Or
Yeah,
okay,
definitely. There's a lot of different ways that we can set this up. This is just one example. So you're going basically to whatever table you want to go to, and if we assign each table to a company, then you can have that set up that way. And then when you're in there, this is a table, and if there's a presentation which is in this stage room, so you would be able to basically broadcast whatever is happening in this room into all of the other rooms.
uh,
So whenever you're ready to start the main event or whatever the main presentation is, people don't have to move anywhere. You're just taking over all of these tables that are on the side.
I got you. Okay, because
Um,
one day there'll be um, a competition, and it'll say there'll be blocks of time where you perform your commercial in front of these agents, and then you just go in, log in, you get a special password, and then you're in that room for that time. So you have that as well, right? Like passwords and add-ons, and if you want this level you pay for this much access. And does it work like that as well?
yeah, there's a way to do it that way. It gets a little bit clunky if you make it too many like levels of restriction within the space, but we can figure out a way to like make it so you need a certain tag to get into a certain space or you need a certain password. Yeah, we can do that.
Perfect.
Um,
Beautiful.
so here's an example of a film market that we did, and how we set it up is we were trying to make it so that you could wait in line to talk to an executive to one of these companies like Disney Plus or Endeavor Content or Sundance. So, in order to make it fair, it was a first come, first served thing. So, as an attendee, I could come look at this list of companies and be like, oh, okay, I want to go talk to 13 films. So, I'll click on this 13 films waiting room, and that automatically puts me in this line. And if there's more people here, it automatically queues them up in line.
Cool. Very cool.
And in the office itself, let's say I am 13 films and I'm like accepting people one at a time, then when I'm ready, I can hit this bring next pitch and reset time button. So if I hit that button, it brings the next person in line.
Oh, beautiful.
So I can talk to them, they can like act or pitch or audition or whatever it is, the timer started. And this is really important because it releases the pressure of having to make somebody leave. So timer, once the timer hits zero, they're done and they get kicked out. And I, as the executive, can either add more time to make it longer because I think they're doing a good job or I want to see them do it again, or I can just kick them out
Okay.
prematurely and hit this
Can you
button.
have in a meeting, let's say the meeting is with a minor, can you have the kid in there with two adults or an adult and a kid? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, yeah, we can set it up to have however many people. Like there's an extra chair over here on the side. We can even use a different photo and have like three chairs, whatever it needs to be. We
Okay.
can set it up that way.
Awesome.
And then the last thing that I'll show you is kind of like an exhibition setup,
Yeah.
exhibition
Yeah.
hall setup. So here you can see we have all these different companies and they each have their own space. So I could be like, okay, I want to go talk to Space Stream Productions. So I'm going to click on them. And Space Stream, I don't know how long your event is planned to be, but if it's planned to be like over the course of a few days, then I, as Space Stream, probably am not going to be there 24/7. I'm not going to be like manning the booth for
Right. Right.
24 hours a day. That's just crazy. So, what we have here is this open and closed button at the bottom, and that can dictate what is showing in my room. So, as Space Stream, if I'm not there, then people can leave me a message or they can just like wait for me to come back, and we have embedded their website here so they can find information about them. But if I am here, then I can toggle this, and now I'll click it to open. And it's like I'm entering Space Stream's private office. So
Okay.
I can come into Space Stream's building, and now I'm here. So it's kind of like you're moving from the city into a building within the city and then back out, depending on whether they're open or closed.
All right. Cool.
So those are just a few examples of like how this can be set up. But the really great thing about this platform is we can make it be however you want. You give us the graphic, tell us how you want this to work, and we can make that experience however it needs to be. And so that's why it works so well for many different
Right.
types of
That's what
contests.
I was thinking of this actors competition thing. Um, and you is your price structure uh you have a a price for when someone is going to say, all right, this is what I need, and then you have a structure. Can uh can then the people that want to pay for it, can they create their own sponsor packages as long as they're covering the cost of what you're doing?
Right. Yeah. So whatever we do, it's between us, and then whatever you want to do with your sponsors, that's totally up to you. So
Okay, right,
we
right.
give you
So
all of the tools in terms of like
You
you could
create our
offer
back
them
end, you tell us how much it's going to cost, and then we figure out how we make money off of that.
exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect.
All right. I think I can stop sharing now.
Yeah. I look good, man. You did a great job. I look amazing. Oh, we're still recording. Sorry, everybody.